stop till I win. I'm more than just a broken kid. They call me Miles, I'm Spider-Man.
Welcome back, y'all. We're getting into new show. This is our February new show. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add, as long as I finish up shows, like at least one show a month, I'll just add in the show to replace like just once a month or whatever the case, or twice a month, depending if it's like a short season, short show, and I'm kind of catching up to all the other shows that I already have, then I could just add on shows like that. Like, and I'll just do it like month to month basis if I finish up other shows. So clearly, as you guys know, I finished up Lucifer, I finished up Squid Game, I finished up some other shit. So now we're here with Outlander. Absolutely. I think I've heard of this show. I think. It's saying it came out in 2014. I don't know where I was in 2014 when I was obviously not watching Stars. But there's that. I don't know what this has to deal with. It kind of looks like very Black Sails. I don't know if it's going to be Black Sails. I did not see a trailer. I'm just judging on the main picture right here, which is giving me like, you know, it kind of looks like I don't even know why I'm saying Black Sails because there's nobody on a boat right now, but I just kind of get that from like the look of the people. And I also get, what is that other show? Oh, Bridgerton. And this says, is this like a comedy? What is this? It is a genre, drama, romance, and sci-fi. So maybe it won't be a comedy. But that's what it's giving me. Back in the day, this, that, and the third. So it does seem like a lot of people do like this show. I'm excited to be starting a new show that people do like. I obviously have started Dexter, which is completely different than this. Dexter, the original sin. Clearly I've seen Dexter, the original. It's on the channel, the playlist. Please check it out. As well as I watched the other Dexter when I thought he died. So I'm just catching everybody up on all the shows that I'm watching. Next month, I will be going back into The Handmaid's Tale, as well as, there's another show, Daredevil. And although somebody did say that I'm watching a lot of female shows, I don't know what that means, I'm enjoying it. How about that? I'm enjoying just, you know, looking and having these moments with all of you guys and experiencing all the shows I've never seen. And I just, back in the day, before Reactor, didn't really watch a lot of TV. Didn't really go to the movie theaters, clearly, unless it's something that I was really into. So having this experience, enjoying all of these shows, and I wouldn't consider a show like a girl or a boy show, but that's just me personally. I know some people have other opinions, but I'm enjoying it. And if I am making you guys happy by watching us and we could experience these shows together, I'm gonna keep doing it. Girl, boy show, whatever gender you wanna put on it, I'm here to have fun and enjoy these wonderful, and I'm an actor, so this is an art to me. So I'm enjoying it and I'm gonna continue on enjoying it. So thank you guys. Hair flip. Now, I'm ready to jump right into this and see what everybody was talking about. Without further ado, let's jump into Outlander and find out exactly what the show has got to give. Oh, pretty scene.
People disappear all the time. Children stray from their parents and are never seen again. Disappearances, after all, have explanations. Usually.
Oh.
Strange, the things you remember. Like the moment I'd realized I'd never owned a vase, and how at that moment I wanted nothing so much in all the world as to have a vase of my very own. It was a Tuesday afternoon, 6 months after the end of the war.
Hold him right now, you hear me?
Oh, she was a nurse?
Do you hear? It's over. It's really finally over.
They won the war.
VE Day, the end of the bloodiest and most terrible war in human history. I can still recall every detail of the day when I saw the life I wanted sitting in a window. I sometimes wonder what would have happened if I'd bought that vase and made a home for it. Would I have been happy? Who can say? After all the pain and death and heartbreak that followed, I still would make the same choice. In Scotland, on our second honeymoon.
Second?
Or at least that's what Frank called it. Holiday would be a convenient masquerade for the real business of getting to know the people we'd become.
I like her outfit.
I suppose that is.
Huh? Oh, good Lord. Think I should know the look of blood by now.
And staying just like it on the house next door.
Pharaoh has refused Moses, and the spirit of death will travel the streets of Inverness tonight.
Could well be some sort of sacrificial ritual, but I suspect pagan rather than Hebrew. There's no place on earth with more magic and superstition mixed into its daily life than the Scottish Highlands.
These are some brave souls going inside this building with blood scattered. Look at it. Looks like somebody just smashed something and just blood is dripping with guts on top. And it looks like if all the rest of these doors, I'll be like, let's go to the next town, shall we? We're both looking very dapper in our clothes. Let's keep it going. Let's go somewhere else. Unless they have a reservation at Mrs. Baird's bed and breakfast. Ugh.
The blood you saw is that of a black cockerel. It's an old custom at this time of year.
Oran, he was sainted in the 8th century?
Quite happily stand here holding forth for hours if you encourage him.
Hardly. Old saying associated with St. Oran.
Hai ur sul oren.
He was buried alive, voluntarily.
Charming. He's accepted a post at Oxford beginning in 2 weeks.
Aye on Samhain.
I take it that's Gaelic for Halloween.
Well, Halloween is derived from Samhain. Samhain became Halloween. Yule became Christmas.
Ghosts are freed on the feast days, and they'll be wandering about, free to do good or ill.
Wallpaper, wallpaper, wallpaper.
The next 5 years, we saw each other a grand total of 10 days. Beats an army tent and a cot in the mud.
Indeed.
When the war ended, we both thought things would return to the way they once were.
Gosh,
Do you think the sound carries?
Mrs. Baird will be kept appraised of any renewed attempt to start a family.
You'll never manage the next branch in your family tree if you don't show more industry than that.
Mrs. Randall, how am I to do with you? I'm gonna break this up.
Try and remember lying in my cot. That's the sound of my husband's laugh. Couldn't hear it even though I'd heard it a million times before.
I hate to sketch this.
My hand.
Well, the lines, really. Why exactly, I'm not sure, but I had a very clear memory of this pattern. The brigadier once dressed me down because I drew it in the margin of a report for the minister.
That's nice. Oh, Lord.
Frank's passion for history was another reason for choosing the Highlands.
Top there, that's Cocknaman Rock. British Army patrol up there, lying in wait for Scottish rebels and brigands. It's a perfect position for an ambush.
I was raised by my uncle after the death of my parents. Uncle Lamb was an archaeologist. Formative years traipsing through dusty ruins and various excavations throughout the world, and do a number of other things not suitable for a young lady of gentle birth. Uncle. Frank's newfound passion was genealogy. I'd developed a keen interest in the use of plants and herbs for medicinal purposes.
You're a drug dealer.
So, from what I can gather, Castle Leach was the ancestral home of the laird of the Mackenzie clan.
I would love to do this. Go to like different places.
Burying himself in the distant past gave Frank an ability to escape the recent. Frank had served in London, intelligence.
So I think this might have been the kitchen.
Really?
I have no evidence that my ancestor visited this castle, but it's just possible that he walked these very halls.
He'd sent dozens of men behind the lines on secret missions, and most never came back. But I knew it preyed on him.
Would you guys call these ruins? And if so, are they still there presently? And if so, can you just like walk up on them like nobody's gonna stop you? Like there's no danger in this, like something falling or anything like that? I'm kind of curious if they're still actually there or are these real things. I think they're real places. But I wonder if you could just like go up to them and like walk around, or are they tourist sites? I have a lot of questions. Like if I'm gonna get on an airplane today and just go travel over there. I'm terrified of airplanes. She's pretty. What's her name and what's his name? Is her name Kate?
3, 2, 1.
Great, poison ivy.
What do you think this was used for?
Province of the Castle Hermit? Perhaps a troll or two? Or this? No one to share it with?
You'll get dirty.
You can give me a bath.
Is this what this show's about, y'all? Sex in back in the day?
I do believe you left your undergarments at home.
Yes, I found her.
Oh, indeed. Let's have a look.
Walter,
No, darling, Jonathan Wolverton Randall, finally.
The British Army and your direct ancestor.
Exactly. Otherwise known as Black Jack, a rather dashing nickname.
Black Jack commanded the garrison at Fort William for 4 years or so.
Which were deeply unpopular throughout the Highlands in the 18th century.
well into the 20th, it would seem. Barman in the pub last night referred to us as Sassenachs.
It only means Englishman, after all, or at worst, Outlander.
Perhaps Mrs. Randall might care to join me in the kitchen.
Yes. It's been so long since I've had a good cup of oolong.
Aye.
What?
Terrible time with that Earl Grey. The leaves fall apart so fast, it's hard to tell anything at all.
So you read tea leaves then?
Like my grandmother taught me. Drink up your cup. Let's see what we've got there.
Drink up your cup. Let's see what we got there.
Am I going to meet a tall, dark stranger and take a trip across the sea?
Could be. Earth leaf, which indicates a journey, crossed by a broken one, which means staying put. And there are strangers there, to be sure. And one of them's your husband, if I read the leaves aright. Most hands have a likeness to them. There are patterns, you know? This is a pattern I've not seen before. Strong-minded, and you have a will not easily crossed. And this is your Mount of Venus. Your husband isn't likely to stray far from your bed.
We realized.
The lifeline's interrupted. The marriage line's divided, means 2 marriages. Most divided lines are broken. Yours is forked.
Ancestor had a patron, prominent and powerful man who could protect him from the censure of his superior.
Duke of Sandringham?
The Duke of Sandringham.
Wasn't Sandringham a suspected Jacobite himself?
And the Duke died under very suspicious circumstances just before the battle.
None of that.
I think I shall take my leave.
Oh, so soon? Well, I hope you'll join us for Samhain tomorrow night.
What, the pagan festival? Take your time, darling. Do try to get home before the storm breaks.
I will.
She got creeped out by that, thing.
Didn't shake the feeling that Mrs. Graham's words had a ring of prophecy. The war had taught me to cherish the present because tomorrow might not ever come to pass. But what I didn't know at the time was that tomorrow would prove less important than yesterday.
Oh,
Jesus
girl.
H. Roosevelt Christ.
Is that guy watching his wife?
Can I help you with something?
Darling, what's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I'm not at all sure that I haven't. It was close enough that I should have felt him brush my sleeve as he passed, but I didn't. And then I turned around to say something, and he'd gone. There's a chill down my spine. Did you have many Scots in your charge during the war?
Yes. There was quite a few. One in particular. He was a piper in the 3rd Seaforths. What is it exactly that you're asking me, Frank?
Did you sleep with
When
anybody?
I saw that chap staring up at you, thought he might be someone you'd nursed. Someone who might be looking for you now. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if you had sought some comfort.
Are you asking me if I've been unfaithful?
Even if you had, it would make no difference to me. I love you. Forgive me.
Is this like a very sex-pushing show? I don't think you guys told me that it's like all about sex. So far, it's been like majority of them just having sex. And we're only on 30 minutes. I feel like I've been watching this for like 40 minutes now.
I want to set an alarm. I want to see the witches.
Must I ask?
Circle of standing stones on a hill just outside the village. They're meant to be druids. Now, sadly, I don't think there'll be a coven of devil worshippers.
I will be watching this spectacle.
A place called Craig Nadoon.
They're over the ghost.
These stones were carried here from Africa by a race of Celtic giants.
The Celts made a lot of trips to Africa.
Only the giant ones.
Is that Inverness?
Yes, it must be.
Is that Mrs. Graham?
I think it is.
They should have been ridiculous. And perhaps they were. The hairs on the back of my neck prickled at the sight. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was an unwelcome voyeur, to something ancient and powerful.
Oh, there's that lady. That's good music. Gotta go home, make the bread. See you guys later. Gotta wash some clothes. So I'll be super honest. Some moments of this show, it's like, okay, you know, like so far. I'm like, okay, this is nice. This is cute. And then moments like this, it was this moment, that palm reading moment, and then there was another moment that I was like super, like it got very interesting. And then it patters off, and then we go back to, okay, all right. But I'm sure that once, like, I understand what's going on fully, I'll be really wrapped into the show. Because a lot of people actually said, I think like 3 or 4 people already said that a lot of these characters on this show reminds me of Game of Thrones. Or maybe I'll get the feeling of characters like, you know, when you hate characters on Game of Thrones, is what they compared it to. It's like characters on Game of Thrones that you hate. And they said it's going to be like that on this show. So I'm going to be very interested to see what everybody's speaking about. So let's continue. What were they dancing to?
Someone's coming.
Looking for that plant. I think it's a forget-me-not, but I'm not sure.
Why don't you pop back and get it? Found a box of materials last night. Bills of sale from Blackjack's quartermaster.
Shall I meet you for dinner later?
Yes. Love you.
Love you.
She's like, I can't get enough. Her outfits are on point. Whoever this lady is.
Once, traveling at night, I fell asleep in the passenger seat, lulled by the noise and the motion into an illusion of serene weightlessness, and I woke to see the world spinning outside the car windows. Thickening sensation of falling at high speed. That is as close as I can come to describing what I experienced, but it falls woefully short.
You look quite dapper on that very green grass. They look much greener.
What?
The redcoats. What's happening?
The rational mind would grope for the logical. Perhaps I had stumbled onto the set of a cinema company filming a costume drama of some sort. There's no logical reason for actors to fire live ammunition.
That's her husband.
Frank? You're not Frank.
No, madam, I'm not.
Who the bloody hell are you?
I'm Jonathan Randall, Esquire, Captain of His Majesty's 8th Dragoons. Who are you?
You'll come looking for me if I'm not back in 10 minutes.
Your husband. What's his name?
Frank.
Frank what?
Frank Beecham. He's a teacher.
Oh.
You'll be well advised to tell me exactly who you are and why you are here.
Get off me, you bastard.
Through it!
What?
Through it!
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Over here!
I wanted it to be a dream, but I knew it wasn't. My erstwhile saviour fairly reeked of odours too foul to be part of any dream.
I hope you stay in Isha, Vorake.
with me Jirak, Karamai, ik ben Krakendu.
Excuse me.
I decided to continue using my maiden name. They intended to ransom me. I didn't want to lead them back to Frank.
Claire Beecham.
He was having words with a certain captain of dragoons with whom we are acquainted. Whether the lady was or was not a who.
And what was the lady's position in this discussion?
I am not.
We could put it to the test.
I don't hold with her.
No idea what she might be or who. I'll stick my best shirt. She's no who.
We've got a good distance to go tonight, and we must do something about Jamie first.
And trying to find the road back to Inverness in the gathering darkness felt like a fool.
Was that the guy from Sons of Anarchy? And was that the guy from Game of Thrones?
I don't mean to be leaving him behind.
There's no help for it then.
The wisest course of action would have been to keep my head down, my mouth shut.
You're alive.
Thank God.
Borky. Rabs. Hold him.
Stand aside at once. You break his arm if you do it like that. You have to get the bone of the upper arm in the correct position before it slips back into joint.
Oh, Lord. I hate all that stuff.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
It will. It'll be tender for about a week. You, fetch me a long piece of cloth or a belt.
Fetch me, she said.
Give her your belt. Taking a guess you've done this before?
I'm a nurse. When you begin to use it again, go very slowly at first. And use warm compresses on it daily. How does that feel?
Better. Can you ride? Aye. Good. We're leaving.
Where is it? Where's the city? It should be visible from here.
Inverness. Are you looking straight at it?
There were no electric lights as far as the eye could see. I knew in my heart I was no longer in the 20th century.
Did you try anything else? I shall slit your throat for you. Do you understand me?
Careful. What are you trying to do?
I'll give my plaid loose to cover you.
Thank you, but I'm fine, really.
You're shaking so hard it's making my teeth rattle. Can I do it one-handed? Can you reach? Or you to freeze before sunup?
You won't be riding all night.
All night? And the next one too, I reckon.
Why are they leaving at night? That guy's arm must be killing him. If you never rode a horse before, it's not all that great. Let me tell you something. That hurts, especially when they start bouncing. I'm like that. I promise you, she's doing a very good job because I don't think she rode a horse before because she was always in the car. But them galloping, if you guys rode a horse, you know what I mean. It hurts and it makes your like inner thighs very sore. Ugh. Oh.
You see up there?
I know this place.
Been through here before, have you? British Army patrol up there.
I recognize that rock. It has a name. English, they use it for ambushes. They could be lying in wait right now.
Sounds like a Valturi. You're telling me exactly how and why you come to know there's an ambush up ahead.
I don't know, but I heard the redcoats use Cocknam and
Where?
rock
Did you hear?
in the village.
Roger! Hide yourself!
What's your way?
Hope you haven't been misusing that shoulder.
This lot isn't in my blood. Not much of it anyway. Dougal and the others will be waiting further up the stream.
I'm not going with you.
Yes, you are.
Are you going to cut my throat if I don't?
I know. If you won't walk, I shall pick you up and throw you over my shoulder. Do you want me to do that?
No.
I suppose that means you're coming with me.
He's harder than a husband.
Serves you right. Probably torn your muscles as well as bruising.
If I didn't move my shoulder, I'd never have moved anything else ever again. Besides, you can fix it for me again when we get to where we're going.
That's what you think.
Tipping us to the villains in the rocks and giving us a wee bit of fun.
Only fill your belly, but make you forget you're hungry.
These horses are gorgeous.
Help! He's going over!
Take it easy. Easy now.
Gunshot wound. The idiot could have said something. The round's gone straight through the muscle. I don't think it's serious, but he's lost a lot of blood. Must be cleaned of dirt, protected from germs.
Germs?
Just get me some iodine. Methylate? Alcohol? Welcome back.
I'm all right.
You're lucky you're not dead, brawling and fighting and throwing yourself off horses. All right, I need a sterile bandage and some clean cloth. Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ. Easy. Damn bloody bastard.
I've never had a woman use such language in my life.
Mind your own bloody business, and so can St. Paul. And if you move so much as a single muscle while I'm tying this bandage, I'll bloody throttle you.
I'll stay long enough for you to stem the bleeding and dress his wound, no more than that.
Did you hear me?
Randall.
The officer you encountered. You won't give up so easily.
He commands the redcoats hereabouts.
You know Randall? Black Jack Randall, that is.
I wouldn't risk you or anyone else being taken prisoner by that man. Can he fix me up well enough to ride? You'd be leaving me here with a loaded pistol.
Might have well told me you were shot before you fell off the horse. Does it hurt now?
Aye.
Good. That's about all I can do.
Broken arm, shoulder, gunshot wound. Lord, Mr. Problematic.
Thank you, Sassenach.
That's who?
All right, well, on your horse, soldier. Castle Leoch. I'd been here with Frank 2 days ago.
Oh.
How could I remember something that hadn't happened yet? So far, I'd been assaulted, threatened, kidnapped, and nearly raped. I knew that my journey had only just begun.
Well. Okay. This was a pretty good episode. You know what it is at this moment? I don't know what I'm watching. So it's like what's happening, what's going on. And also like I have to pay attention very closely because obviously, you know, me and accents. And they have very thick accents. So I'm trying to understand what I'm watching. So pretty much she was like she's right now currently in the past, but she was in the future and she touched that rock thing and it zilt her back into like some type of war that's going on. And her husband in the past is that Black Jack Randall that her husband was talking about in the future. But if Black Jack Randall dies, would that mean her husband might not live in the future? Because didn't he say that Black Jack Randall is, can I just call him Black Jack? That Black Jack was his like ancestor or something like that. And then we saw the castle and he said, what do you think this used to be? And she was like, Charles. It's actually, no, sis, it's actually was place for here for you. Clearly. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious on like what's gonna happen. By the way, the guy that she's now not doing stuff with, but is on the horse and having more moments together, he's hotter than her actual husband. No shade and absolutely no tea. So there's that. He's Scottish too. So we got the Scottish versus the British, the Redcoats. And obviously there's this thing going on. Absolutely. And she's traveled. So now she's going to be with them and trying to survive, I'm assuming. The past. I like the story. There's 7 seasons. So I don't know. I'm curious to see. It's obviously going to pick up because not only is there 7 seasons, but the vast majority of people actually love this show. So Tim, I'll be really honest with you. If I watched this first episode, I'd be like, oh, okay. And I probably wouldn't watch any other one. And this is not saying that it's a bad show. It's just the genre-wise, is it something that I normally would have followed. But now I'm going to continue on to following at least through season 1 to see if I pick up on the show and like I understand what's going on. And I definitely going to need everybody's help to understand like what's going on with the characters and where the holy hell we are. But as long as you guys want me to continue on watching the show, I will do that. I feel like as long as I get really sunken into the show and knowing all of what's going on, I feel like I'll enjoy it a lot because I did enjoy a lot of the moments in this particular episode. It's just generally not my genre of shows that I would watch, or even like movies wise, I generally don't watch this either. So I'm open I'm open. I'm ready to learn about this show. I like how they dropped the Outlanders earlier in the episode to understand like this is what Outlanders are, and they gave you subtle hints, and this is what the title of the show is. So once again, I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to seeing what you guys think. So comment down below, and until next time, I'm off this.
You gotta choose a side. You gotta do what's right. Look, I ain't got no time to be hanging around. Nobody trying to figure out if they good or evil. I'm fighting the crime, saving your lives one at a time. I'm killing the rhymes. I do it for the people. I beat up like I'm running through the six with a bag full of